Okay, hatboro-horsham, we're at the end. We're at the last stage of this, last few bars. And I'll just review once again where we've gone so far. I want you to note there's just a few different hand positions that repeat, finger positions, like this little index finger on A string and the string above it, your middle finger, 1 fret behind. That shows up, it's the main riff in this entire piece, and that shows up at the beginning. And it also shows up down here on strings 1 and 2 at fret 7 and 8 for that little railroad type riff that's so popular in the blues. So starting off, we have 1 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, and that's with a pull off here. If you can't do that pull off, then just play right through it. Go. I hit those 3 notes in that triplet now. I played them with my fingers. So it starts off, and then down to that little railroad thing, and then the same thing. Now I get to the A chord, and the A chord in this 12-bar blues, I hit 1, 2 triplet, 2 triplet, and that is string 5 open as the bass, triplet, which is middle finger on string 3 fret 6 and index finger on string 2 fret 5. 1, 2 triplet, and then I put my ring finger on string 1 at fret 7, and that would be 3 triplet. So I have 1, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, and now I bend this string 2 fret 7, and you do the same thing. But the next time I come up to string 2 fret 7, I slide it down to fret 9 and finish that triplet up with the last triplet. Goes from string 2 fret 9 to string 1 fret 7 to string 1 fret 9, and then I hit string. Going back to the E chord. I hit strings 6 and 1 open. They're both E notes, as you know, and play 2 triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, and then back to the 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 is 4 and then my ring finger on string 6 fret 7 and pinky on string 1 fret 7. They're both B notes. String 2 open is a B. So I have and then on the final I hit the B and then open the string 1 and then back to the A. So now I have 1, 2 triplet, 1, 2 triplet, and then I bend this up, and that's where we left off last time with it. That's the E, and then I go 1, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 4 triplet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 and 4. I'll get to that in a second. So we have this little ending type piece here where I'm playing. We started off with this playing strings 2 and 3, string 2 at fret 3 and string 3 at fret 4. We started off by playing those together. Now you're going to split that up. You know what a triplet is now. You've played it all throughout this entire 12 bars. So now you're going to play just one variation. There's several ways you can play this. But let me take it from here slowly. This is the B note. And what I just played there, keeping it consistent, is I'm hitting string 6 open, of course, that's the E bass. And then I play string 2 at fret 3. I have the same formation that I'm talking about, that is throughout this entire piece. I have that same formation, string 2 fret 3, with my index finger and my ring finger on string 3 fret 4. And I hit string 1 and string 2 together to start that 1 triplet. So I'm hitting strings 6 and 2 together. That's 1 triplet. Now I move to the next fret with the very same formation. That's now string 2 fret 2 and string 3 fret 3. The same attack with my right hand. I'm hitting string 6 and 2 together, and then with my index finger hitting string 3 fret 3, and then finishing off with string 2 fret 2, and then move down and do the very same thing, and finishing off with an E chord that you know and love. And I'm hitting string 6 and fret 2 to keep it consistent, because you're getting this little flow. And then I'm going 1 and 2, 1, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then I'd be set to start the next bars, which I'm not going to start today. I'll do that in the next video probably. So, and here's the B-bow in the video. Name that and you get the first prize. It's the first one that's bottom. So you have this ending, just I'm hitting string 6 at this very same formation that I'm just moving up fret by fret, or chromatically, as it's called, if you want to use the musical term and not be frightened by it. It just moves, it just means fret by fret, note by note. And I have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I'm just hit this bass note. I'm not even going to restrict you to a particular bass note. You can fool around and find some nice bass note combinations on your own. The important thing is now that you're not switching from, you've played all these triplets. See, there's a different than one triplet, 2 triplet, 3 triplet, 1 and 2 and 3. I switched to a B7th at this point. Now, the B7th is, you want to make sure that you get your fingers on your middle finger on string 5 fret 2 and your index finger on string 4 fret 1, your ring finger on string 3 fret 2, and try to get your pinky on string 1 fret 2. And you have this sound that is a B7th, and you only have that for essentially one measure there, or half a measure, excuse me, and that ending, entire ending goes like this: 2 and 3 and 4 and I'm just strumming up. I'm going 1, and it actually starts at 2 and, so it won't confuse you. I'm going 2 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I'm not hitting any. We will when you get a little control, but right now I just want to make sure that you get that rhythm right, and it's and 3 and 4 and so you have triplets little bend. And we'll get into that. That'll be the next, a different next 12 bars. And then maybe another different 12 bars, and then we could work on that in class. Your own, you're just, what you're doing is just you're inventing little melodies along here yourself. It's not a song, you're inventing your own song. And it's a lot of fun when you start doing that on the guitar. I hope you're having that fun. And I'll let that go on this. I was going to show you how that sounds so different that every morning there's a halo hanging on the corner of my... That has this very same little run, but it sounds completely different. See, because it's in a major key, and it's the major key that it's in this case would be G, which is and E is the relative minor of G. So they use the very same notes. But you get such a different sound with this. You're getting this sound, and it sounds real minory. And you're using that against an E major chord. It's kind of interesting stuff. But in the Sugar Ray song, in their verses, they go, "Couldn't understand how to work it out." Isn't that a different sound than... But they're very same notes. It really is kind of a neat thing. But I'll show you all that in class. We'll start using this in major applications too. The Allman Brothers did an awful lot with major pentatonic scales. So anyway, I'll see you in the next video, then in class. Have a good one, hatboro-horsham.